All right, let's get started. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Briar, good to see you. Ben, hello. Okay, so I just put this list together, so it's probably not the most perfect thing, but I wanted to try a slightly smaller deck count, so 50 cards, and to go for maybe a more go second approach. The Ash is the only hand trap, and that's just because the card stops a lot of things, and it also stops the mulch armies if they get hit. So let's pull up the deck list and let's get some games. Allowed cards. Here we go. Are you going to be planning to play against us too? I have something extremely funny cooked up. Yeah, I was thinking viewer duels would be fun. Always down for suggestions, but viewer duels are a good time. Also, let me know how the music is, if it's too quiet or too loud, or if it's too chill. We can always get something a little more exciting. I got my first Mitsurugi card in the mail. I got one of my Ame, so I'm very excited about that. Also thinking about maybe spectating the YCS and just doing a little watch party if people want to do that. I'm sure that's already pretty saturated, but I was having fun watching a little bit earlier while I was at work. Also, thanks for going out and commenting on the new video. It's doing really well, and I think part of that is that on that day one, a lot of people from the Discord went and they left a like and a comment. So thank you, Grim. Here we go. I was just about to hit exit too. I know I'm late to the party on the Abao combos, but I'm excited to start messing with them, see how I feel about them. This hand is wicked. No, misclick. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. That sucks. What a way to start the afternoon. But we can still come back from this. I just took out the second coat fee too. Anyone been fearing Dweller? I haven't played a ton at locals, to be honest. I have to get out and play more. But I'm sure it hurts. It's the same thing as Shifter in a lot of ways, but the good news about Dweller is you can actually do something about it by running, pardon me, by making use of cards like Droplet, like Imperm. So the play here is going to be Link 2 into Lizardos. Good point. Are we able to do Mitsurugi stuff? So we can Daybreak the Saji. We are. Actually, yeah, because we have Maximus. So we'll just do our extra deck plays first. So we don't need the level 4 because we don't plan on going into a rank 4. So we don't need to use the Link Spider. The Link Spider is something I'm not 100% on, to be honest. Okay, back. Prayers is an excellent pickup here. So now we can go up into the Unicorn. And the Unicorn, we will not bot spin our own card. Up into the Abao. We will use our Daybreak, which will let us put back our Naya. We will mill a Saji. We won't use Nev. Abao gets to pick up a monster from our graveyard, a light or dark. So we will bring out the Saji. If we wanted a rank 4, we totally could have here. We just don't need it. And this is just Neff trying to trigger, which we don't want. So here with Saji, we can actually pick up Ritual, which is super nice. And then with Maximus, we can use this to get a Ritual monster. although we don't even necessarily have to. Abao will come back. So if we're going to do extra deck plays, we want to do them before the Maximus. So let's use this. Let's pick up an Ame, tributing you, keeping the good level around. Oh dear, chat, you're gonna have to go easy on me. Here we will pick up a ritual monster from our deck. I should have tributed the Saji in hindsight because the Saji would bring itself back. There's a reason the tag for this stream is I need practice. We will summon a monster from our hand. This will be, of course, Night Sword and Kusanagi. People say Mermail is bad this format because decks put out Dweller. Why? I don't know. No one blind puts out Dweller, really. And I played countless matches with Mermail and got Dweller, like, not even... Yeah, I don't think Dweller is as common... Dweller is not as common as it is powerful. While it totally can turn off plays, I think the rate at which Dweller comes into play is a lot lower than maybe people make it seem. Here we'll summon our Futsu, tributing our Ame, netting us plenty of bodies. Ame will activate. We've already used prayers, so here we're just gonna pick up Great Purification. Good evening. Hello, Damon. Good to see you. 1, 2, 3. I feel pretty safe in going for Slicer. Thinking Ryzeal. Honestly, Maximus doesn't even do much for us. We don't have to use it. It just puts stuff in the opponent's graveyard. So since we were able to play to this point, maybe it's just better to hold that card. We could also just go for a Mask instead of trying for Slicer. We'll have quite a few interrupts either way, I think. Slicer is definitely greedier. And actually, we'd have to go about it in a kind of strange order. So we are just going to go for the Mask here, using these two. And Maximus would net us a draw, basically. But not more than that. And it can actually be used to break boards. But it replaces itself. I think we will do this. I was very confused for a moment. We will summon it, just because any interactions they do have off of this probably won't matter going into their turn. So we'll go Garura for a draw, and Herald for a search. We'll just pick up another copy of the ritual spell from our deck. My apologies for the misplays. I'm rusty. Also, thank you for coming out to the stream. I think Mitsurugi boards are powerful enough without Slicer Lock, so I just cut the trap. Yeah, that's definitely something I've been considering. Especially in the Abao version, it seems even less necessary. I just think it's very strong, especially with the ability to protect it as well as you can with the new trap card. That is a very strange set of draws. And we will pass on this. Getting back our Abao. What are its arrows? Like that. Okay, I set up the list. Can I be next after this one? Yes. Remind me. Near the end of this match, tell me we're playing or I'll forget. It feels so good to have an answer to Dark Ruler here. Let's use our Futsu. What are they on, by the way? I didn't even notice the cards they sent to their graveyard, but that's crazy. They have a response, because this isn't... And now we can actually respond with our monster effects. Add a Supreme. I think it makes sense to wait on the Ame negate till they have a few less cards. I will scream in chat, we are playing. I know that the Alien Trap is just one brick, but add the other bricks. Oh no, I agree. I think that's totally sound. At first it seems like it's a low cost to include in the deck because it's only one card required for the line in the main, but it also requires 2 in the extra, which isn't nothing. Here, let's go for, I like a Prayer. It allows us to be aggressive with the Ame during our turn. They just scoop, okay. So we fumbled a little, but we got there. We're gonna be going second in this next game. So I think it's going to be best to just totally prep for that. We could honestly cut both traps going into their turn if we wanted to. Let's try it. It's a good time for experimentation. And we'll just go all in on the board breakers we have in our deck. I actually think Droll has a home versus a list like this as well. The reason I like 60 usually is I like to try and dilute the bricks, but I have been seeing there were Mitsu lists using just stuff like Thrust and Talent as mostly just their non-engine. Oh, okay, they don't want to play. All right, Grim, you are up. I am in EU Central Casual. I'm Deha Love, and it's gonna be... I'll put a comment or a note. All right, Grim. Just mute the stream and alt tab it. The slicer lock is just so easy to facilitate bodies wise, and it does really shut down a lot of decks. Even if it's outed, it doesn't get outed for free usually, and imperm hurts pretty badly, but if you defend a slicer with a purification and that is the light overlord better than the level 8 king. So they're different. I definitely like Ogdoadic more. This hand is pretty good. This doesn't get stopped. And here we get to send right off the bat the Garura for the draw. We can't go extra deck this turn, but that's okay. That's actually a problem with not having to... Yeah. We need to Diviner, for sure. Because now we actually can't make any plays. That's rough. It seems they have something, or they're just checking the game state. So, sorry, Multi, to answer your question. Oh, no. We'll pick up the Ritual spell since it's easier to make use of. And from here, we're really out of options. We just have to... We'll set the Pollutant just because it's better to have it down. You can only activate one droplet, so no point putting them both down, and we'll just pass here. For Mitsu, it's nice having a 2 tribute in Aaron, the Light 8. They're wiping our back row. I think we just lose here. Let's go next. I don't want to just sit here versus Cash. Okay, we're going first. Versus Kashtira, Droll actually seems pretty good, but I think they're running board breakers, which is super annoying. So I'd rather have a Droll in hand. But Aaron, the level 8, sorry, I'm answering your question. It'll just take me a sec. Hey, Mad, good to see you. Here, I'm gonna send the Water Lily. I like keeping a hold of our starters, and this is just really an indulgence. We don't really need the Lily, per se. Basically, Aaron has no impact on the game state, and I don't really like that. Whereas Ogdoadic definitely does have an impact, and so I much prefer it in most instances. Here we're gonna send our Ogdoadic because the Nunu will set up the Zoha. They didn't Ash the Rain, meaning to me they probably don't have it. If we do get hand trapped, we're in a pretty good position thanks to Talent. Also, something that's really nice about Ogdoadic is its attack value is huge. And... yeah, let's get the Zoha. Its attack value is huge, and it's also able to wipe the board without wiping your Mitsu boss monsters, since they revive themselves. Which feels like a really clever, intended bit of synergy between the two. I honestly feel like the Link Spider could be cut in the way we've built this deck. Because you just go, well, Link Spider preserves an easy rank 4 though, I see. So here's the Ash. We're not gonna revive the Neff. We are gonna go for the Hand Rip. That was a clever interaction point for them. They have Double Trap Unicorn. I don't think second coat fee is needed in the Abao variant specifically. But we do need some extra space, so maybe what we will do is after this match, we will go in and clean up the Slicer stuff. So we don't need Entis, we don't need Access. We don't need you. Don't need you. We'll cut one more thing. We need the Unicorn. We want the Garura. Honestly, we'll cut Mask. If you were to cut the Slicer, would you add Charmers or Phoenix? Yeah, I would probably add some more utility cards. That's not really what I want to see. Ritual does something at least. I'm crying tears of joy right now. So obnoxious. Okay, we can make plays because we have Ogdoadic. We're gonna summon from deck. We'll go for the Ame, tributing this. Oh boy. I should have brought back the Neff in hindsight. Yeah, I should have brought back the Neff. I just didn't want to reptile lock myself before seeing what we got, but this is all I got. I'm getting destroyed this match. I think we're gonna get 0-2'd. I'm gonna do another match with Grim after this if they want to, because man, this is a bad showing for you, boy. They top decked. Oh no, they're just putting down their traps. This time we are gonna hand rip. I run both Sprint and Abao because my little peanut brain can't make a decision, so I choose both. I think that's a bad idea only because they both take extra space, and what's cool about Abao is she doesn't require main deck bricks. Sprint requires Plague Spreader, which means weird stuff, right? Where one, your deck is worse. I'm getting a question from Grim. But yeah, it means weird things like opening a brick in a deck with a lot of bricks is really bad, and the more bricks you run, the effects compound, which is why again I like to run 50 or 60 cards ideally, not just 40. And so by running Abao, it takes a couple extra slots for things like the Unicorn and the Spider. Unicorn being a powerful card on its own, but it keeps your main deck clean of bricks, meaning you can run gas and non-engine instead of garbage. So I think what we'll do is for this variant, we will probably cut Slicer, Shock Trooper, and then we'll add, I think, Coatfee and Herald. We could also run Phoenix or a Charmer. I like both of those. I guess I'll activate the Neff just to try and not die. So actually, no. It's fair. I think I've just talked myself into that variant. That sounds really good. Is this full Orchest combo? Do I just die now? Also, thank you so much everybody for coming. Please leave a like if you're having fun. It really helps. Have you picked up these cards IRL yet? Hey Rick, where's the evols? Yeah, Rick, I actually ordered. I have my first Ame that came in the post. and I'm waiting on the rest. I spent quite a lot of money for my standards. I spent 30, 60, 80, 110 bucks on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which I normally don't spend very much at all, so I'm not going to be buying cards for a while, hopefully. Evol is not in this list. I think the Evol engine... I don't think you have room for Evol, Ogdoadic, Mitsurugi. I think Ogdoadic has room for one other engine. Orcust ain't that good at OTKing. Yeah, that's good news for us, because our graveyard's pretty set up, actually. They're going for access to clear the board. I honestly thought we were dead. I'm a little surprised. Removing the Naya, and now must be... Well, they've already done light. I guess they'll just beat over this for some damage. Yeah, we survive. I just played a game on Nexus a few hours ago and drew Curse, Nadir, Maximus, Zoha, Mitsu Ritual. Evil has another normal summon. You never want to add that. Yeah, we already have... We don't have that many normal summons in this list, but we have the 6 we want. But I actually don't think the normal summon is very contentious in this build. Okay, here we will go prayers. The Ogdo Discord has been arguing about whether to use the Abao line, the Sprint line, or more recently the Chorozo line since the first day the Mitsurugis were revealed. I haven't been much in the Ogdoadic Discord. I try not to watch too many other creators about Ogdoadic, mostly because a lot of them... I think a lot of creators don't have great suggestions. What do I want to do here? Where's my Neff? Didn't they just access the Neff? What am I missing? Why is it back in my deck? Yeah, I don't know what Chorozo is. Do we have a secret option 3? I'd be curious to see it. I really am not sure what to go for here. Saji gets us a ritual spell, but we... actually, that's gotta be it. Let me find a replay. Or just tell me what cards. Like, what is Chorozo? Because I'm pretty sure we can figure it out from there. Watch me eat these words when I'm reading this card saying what? Oh, Magistus Chorozo, the newer reveal. No, this can't be right. So what's your go-to deck? I'll give you one guess. It's Ogdoadic. I'll have to read this thing because I don't see how this does that much. So I think I do need a replay, actually. I believe if there were 1 or 2 more decent Rip-type monsters for the extra deck, Ragnaraka could work. Yeah, probably. I just don't love Ragnaraka. I think we're cooked, chat. We could go Curse, tributing Saji, bringing out Zoha, Zoha searching Neff, but it doesn't do much. No, actually, it does help. Although I wish we hadn't gotten rid of... What a wonderful choice. Yeah, it's my... If you check my video history, it is my main deck for many years now. I'm stuck with Live Twin. Live Twin Sprite was a deck I wanted to try, but seemed kind of hard to play and intimidating. Oh, this is so nasty. That was so nasty. They used the Curse Revive to negate my guy using Secret. Gross. I remember seeing a dual tainting that had a good Ogdoadic deck that used Aroma cards and ended on Plant Therion. I mean, Ogdoadic is literally part of your channel name. Yeah, it's I feel like there are some tips as to what I like to play. We got slammed. Plant Theory and plus 0. That sounds pretty cool. I would be down to see that. I just don't like Ragnarok very much. I much prefer Mitsurugi. I would really rather we got more Ogdoadic support. Okay, so let's try it. We'll cut the Pollutant. We'll cut the Slicer and the M-Frame. Am I missing something? Does my extra deck just only have 14 cards? Is that why I was having issues? Nah, fam, it's easy. Just wait for the new support with Unchained Fiendsmith. Couldn't you have activated Saji after Tribute It with Curse, guaranteeing you get the prayers? I could have, but I didn't. I activated it, and you can't activate it twice. I didn't anticipate them negating it. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, that would have worked, so that would have been cool. Welcome back, Grim. Well played. You should normal without effect. Yeah, I see that. In hindsight, 100%. I'm pogging so hard right now. Gross, you made me read Pog. How was the Shadow Realm? You're not supposed to win in the Shadow Realm, Grim, just so you know. Let's add the second Herald. I don't know why every time I look this up, I think it will just bring up the card I want to see. So we go Herald. I think second King of the Feral is okay here. And for our last card, we could go a Charmer. We can make Darks pretty easily, but I think I prefer a good old Nightmare Phoenix. If Code were here, he'd be proud. By the way, you could have summoned the Ritual off Prayers against the access code. I just came back, no idea if it was talked about. Summon the Ritual off Prayers. Oh, yeah, Damon, you're totally right. Phoenix you're totally right. That was, well, it wouldn't have mattered because even if I summoned that, it would have been negated by their trap card. So it would have ended the same. We have one more slot. I'm honestly tempted to cut Water Lily entirely. I'm just trying to decide if there's another good card to do in its place. We could just cut this and go 3 Imperm in the main. It bumps us over 50, but 50 isn't the important part. It's the ratio, as I'm always going on about. You'll hear a little Windows bling, sorry. It's called 50 card, but quick question because I don't want to Google, but is Kaikara like Super Poly? I don't know what Kaikara, oh god, 51 cards. I'd play Mulcharmies in a deck with that. Ah, but you see, I am poor. Yeah, you should play Mulcharmy Fulos, probably. I just can't afford it. I don't want to buy that. I have to pay my rent. My wife and I have medical bills. I can't. But no, it's not missing because it's wrong. It's missing because I don't want to pay for it. 20 viewers. That's awesome. Thank you, everybody. Sorry, I'll quit saying that, but it makes me happy. Facts. Okay, that point I respect. Can you explain why you're on Ogdoadic? We can. I will lose my train of thought. Let's go back to the deck screen quick and I'll talk about Ogdoadic. I tried to earlier, but I got distracted. Broke boys unite. In fact, I don't own Fuelos. Okay. So the reason we play Ogdoadic is twofold, really. Ogdoadic mention. Hey, Kato. So we have great attack value. Ogdo historically has struggled with closing games. Mitsurugi helps a lot. Both Ame's field wipe and attack value do a ton for that. But still, it's good to have in-deck answers. It's a board wipe that doesn't hurt your Mitsurugi bosses since your Ame and Futsu both revive themselves, meaning they're totally safe from its interaction, including anything Futsu brings back, which is really nice. And 3, it's just an extra tribute outlet. Granted, it's the most annoying one because it costs 3 tributes to summon with its own effect and not 1 or 2 like Allert or the Royals, but I feel it has a higher impact on game states. while Alert gives your opponent cards back to their hand, and the Royals, I just feel, don't do anything proactively enough. Want to have a rematch? We can do a rematch, Grim. He also has a great artwork. Also, Ogdoadic is a board wipe that doesn't destroy. Yeah, that's true. So it does out stuff like Detonator. Pretty much the only downside, it costs the same amount of a God card. Yeah. Sorry, I was about to get a drink. No, it's all good. Also, I have collector's rares for both the Royals and Ogdoadic, so I don't really care which one I play. I just want to play one of them. We're gonna rematch with... And because I have a CR, that means I'm gonna run one of them. I think the 3 tribute is pretty easy to get around. I generally prefer Aaron in that slot, but I can see it. I never feel like Aaron does anything. Our hand is cracked. This is insane. I think the play is Snake Rain. Well, yeah, it's got to be Snake Rain, Pitch Naya. That means we can go 1, 2, 3. What do I want for a final thing in the grave? We could just send Saji. I kind of like that. And now we're free to just start doing our Ogdoadic line. You combo off. I'm gonna be back in a few seconds. Thoughts on Vanquisher? I'm not sure what Vanquisher. I'm still not sold on the Dogmatica stuff, but I guess it's a 1-card combo. Yeah, it just gets you into full combo. Kurikara sounds like Super Poly. I'm not sure what we're talking about. The level 1 fire Kurikara? Or something else? I love that Lizardos is a reptile. It feels so good that they made that card. Yes. Oh, kinda. It tributes for cost, not for effect, if that's what you're asking. Here, I think because we already have this, we don't need to go for the Link Spider, which I like because I don't like using that much. We'll go Lizardos, banish Curse. Is there a world where you just play 1 Saji to enable Adventure Token as an engine? You could. I think we could normal summon Ogdoadic for 2 tributes. I don't see a huge merit for... I'm thinking Black Mamba as an extender. Black Mamba is absolutely a card we could have in here. If I miss a message or it takes me a sec, I'm sorry. I'm not used to chat moving. I like Dogmatica stuff because Nadir Servant also works as a board breaker. Yeah, I feel the same way on that. There she is. We will revive our Saji, who we don't even need to revive. So actually, we could have brought back Neff there. That was probably the play. So we'll see if they block this. They don't. I would have been surprised, honestly. Let's go Prayers. It's a little greedier, but it's... Wait, I actually just realized we don't have Black Mamba. No, we don't. We can put it in. It's required to play through Nib, which I've been struggling against lately, so that's a great point. Although it helps the most when they Nib early, and I think most people... Well, if they know you're on... No, they'll still probably Nib late, but still. Worth considering. So, here we have... some options. I think we go Ritual next to summon from hand. Honestly, I've been thinking of running 1 Nib so I can cross out it. I think cross out is just so bad as the thing. It feels so slow. That's not what I thought was happening. Oops. It's okay. Kusanagi, target Ritual. Night Sword, pop to the field. Oh, it's so nice here because we could have, if we wanted, Slicer as well. Look at this value. Are you running Xyz Encore on the side? I am not, but we could. I'm just not super familiar with the card. I'm not 100% up to date on the current meta counterplay to the best decks. It takes me a while to learn stuff like that, to be honest. Our Ame will return to the field, getting us our purification. Doesn't this deck just beat Nib by keeping the revive effect of the red ritual? It certainly helps, yeah. I honestly hadn't thought of that as a counterplay, but that's a great point. This is why streaming is good. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't used our normal summon. I don't think there are any reptiles I want. Man, Apo goes so hard here. What's in my extra? We can make an IP. We can make an SP. I'm honestly almost thinking, I'm just scared of Dweller and Bystials. Bystials have all, I mean, he reborns the other eyes. No, that's a great point, Multi. I think here we just go... Let's go like this. We'll go Prayers. We will tribute our Saji. We'll take both effects. Bystials are scary, but they're not game ending like they used to be. Yeah, they used to be much worse. Because they'd Bystial your curse or something, and now your turn's just super over. We could honestly... Let's do this. Let's just leave Saji on the board. We'll go into an Masquerena. We'll set our purification. Abao will come back, so this Ame is not in a great spot, but it doesn't really matter. The only other thing... Yeah, honestly. We'll put Abao here. Nib is useless if you get rituals out. Mamba is still nice for when they nib your Ogdo plays. Yeah. Also, hey Joe. It's not useless if you get rituals out though. Sorry? Bystials would be a lot worse if Alert didn't recycle your opponent's hand traps for free. Here we'll bring out our Ogdibus. The thing is that if you're bridging from Ogdo to Mitsu, you're absolutely getting nib once they see the 5 tokens. It's just not what people do, in my experience. Let's get rid of this. I don't feel like having this thing resolve. Oh, just kidding. When activated. Right. My bad. Yeah, I find that most people wait. Now, it used to be that people would just fire off, but my opponents have been more patient. But also, I always bring the same deck, so maybe they're finally learning. Here we can go Futsu if we want to. I honestly like that, because then it'll encourage them to go for the Fenrir effect. I'm choosing to bring out Neff here. We don't have to, but I just like the grind it gives us. Here they're going for the Fenrir, targeting Ogdibus. And so we'll just go with the SP, dodge with the Ogdibus. We lose the interaction from it, but that's fine. They also lose the Fenrir search, which is why I wanted to use the Futsu like we did. Here we won't bring anything back. Well, I guess Nexus players are impatient because they see Special 4 and shoot me dead with the rock. Here we'll go for Purification, and we will tribute... Let's tribute Futsu. We could tribute Ame and just leave it in the graveyard. I considered that, but... Bring back our Futsu. They're chaining World Legacy Memory. Let's force them to do a hand rip here. I'm not really sure when is the ideal time to use Ame yet. The problem with Deha streaming is that now I want to edit my deck because all this stuff looks cool. We'll add a ritual here. Do you get the Ame board wipe now? No, we don't have access to the board wipe by doing it this way. We ripped the armor. I don't know why it's even in the deck, so... Even though my deck does all these things already. That makes me happy. Thanks, Mad. Grim says, dang, it's game. That was so ominous. I thought they were telling me I was dead. Okay, we're going second. So I think in the face of that, we just want to go... We'll do our drolls and we'll go evenly because I don't think they have Omni negates. If they make us go first, that's probably fine. Oh my god. Shifter, huh? I mean, like... I almost feel like we just go game 3. My hand doesn't play through anything. My only chance is if they totally and utterly bricked. We'll go Saji. Set 1 and pray. Yeah, it feels that way. Been thinking about dropping Diviner. Yeah, Diviner is probably the first card that I would cut and just doesn't do much. That's why it's not in this list. Yeah. We'll pick up Ritual. We'll pass. That's rough. Shifter's so weird because it sucks to see a card where once it goes off, I just think about scooping just one card. It's kind of that Max C effect, but even more immediate. Why not play Manju of 10,000 hands? Or, sorry, he is level 4 for King of the Fair Limbs. Yeah, you could play Manju. I like Diviner more than Manju because I like how, if you wanted to, it can access Chaos Angel. I just don't do that because that's a $15 card. But it also accesses removal and draw, whereas Manju just gets you pieces. So if you don't need pieces, Manju is pointless, whereas if you don't need pieces, Diviner can get you removal or a card draw. Water Lily, honestly, it's nice, but once again, it's just the third target for Naya, assuming I drew both Daybreak and Strike. I guess that makes sense. I agree with the Lily. That could probably be cut. It's just nice opening an Ogdo spell once in a while. It could be another Daybreak, but if you already Daybreaked, that's usually when you're going to search another spell, and you probably... Yeah, I mean, it could just be third Strike. That could be honestly pretty cool. Strike plays through Interruption better than either of the other two, and it can revive your Neff, which is why I like Strike in the first place. So honestly, maybe it's just third Strike. What's happening? They're 3,000 damage. I play Lily over Strike. I think that's an objective mistake, personally. Because, oh my god, why are we not dead? Oh, they can't play through Shifter. Because Lily requires setup and only works once, whereas Strike requires setup in a way, but much less so, and helps set you up. I think Strike is just stronger than Lily. I just realized Orcus playing Shifter is one of the things of all time. Yeah, you couldn't see it because of my deck list, but Grim mentioned that their deck can just put out the bare minimum under it. Also might drop Droll. I think Droll is it's weird, right? Because Droll just kills the decks it's good against, but it can really amount to nothing versus other decks where you wish you just had an interruption. I think searching the quick play was better here because you could have tributed Saji summoned Kusanagi on their turn. I could have done that, but it doesn't do much. I would much rather just have Ritual, I think. But that's certainly an option. We could go Disciple. Disciple can force out one of their interrupts, but let's just start with the Snake Rain. We have a Naya in hand. We'll use that to send... Okay, we just want to apply as much pressure as we can in this situation. So let's get a Saji to the graveyard. It just helps us set up. Saji searches Ritual on Tribute, and Kusanagi gets back the quick play. I disagree. I'd rather just have the card in the first place. Let's go like this. Before I forget, we'll send our Ogdoadic and set up our curse play. Droll should be good in this deck because sometimes you just can't. You can just droll yourself in the face of Charmies. You can. There's another case where you don't want to be drolled during the opponent's turn either because you have so much recursion. Charmies draw only about 2 or 3. I don't know. Isn't Charmy pretty bad? Or I guess actually Slicer being out makes us better into Fulos by just a bit. We're just good into Perulia, honestly. Droll does almost nothing against Malice. Right, and Malice is going to be quite popular. Although my locals isn't hyper competitive either. I really like the options we have here, actually. We have Ogdoadic, who can remove their monsters even under the Masquerade Destruction Prevention. Nialos surely draws more than 3. Are people playing Nialos? Nialos would draw about 2. I thought it was Banishment. I have to read that card. Oh, Summon from Graveyard? Okay, here's the SP. They're going to remove our Nunu. And here we can go Disciple. Pardon me, I have to sneeze. Okay. They're going to SP something. We can't destroy this by card effect. We can use the Zoha. Let's do this. We don't need this copy. This gives us a body on the board, which is what we need. And we still have full combo in our hand if what we're doing right now gets hit. Fulos draws, I feel off Abao and Sprint lines, but if you play Ame and Aaron, that's 2 rips, so it's pretty mitigated. Yeah, it helps, for sure. That is an honest argument for Aaron. Dragon was convincing me of that during the chat in the Discord. So here we'll try and revive our Naya. I don't want to use the Zoha. 2 copies is a lot. I don't think so. You want to see them. You don't never want to see them. And if you only run one of each, you have far worse grind because you lose access to tributing from your, or summoning from your deck, which is half of the effective ritual. Opening the rituals is just strong. I'm surprised. Well, never mind. I just think Aaron looks cool, and when you use Hand Rip Turbo on Master Duel convinced me he's cooler than Ogdoadic. I really like the Hand Rip Turbo deck. I was very happy with that. Okay. So it worked as surprisingly well. Yeah, it did. Aaron also makes Ame's hand rip much better. Yeah, I think that's what Mad was getting to, because we had talked about that as well. So I'm taking kind of a slow turn here, chat. I'm just having fun reading. I should tell Grim that. How do people here feel about the multi armies? A lot of people tend to have vastly different opinions. I hate them. Can I share my deck list to you somewhere? Anthony, we have a Discord. I would love for you to join it. Let's... We don't really have anything in our deck we care to search, so I don't care about losing the Kotvi. I hate them so much. I'm personally not a fan at all. I think they encourage non-interactive games. I appreciate the concept of cards like Max C. I just don't want to play against them is the thing. You feel me? If we just win Ogdoadic here, it just wins the game, basically. Do I use Unicorn to spin their back row? We have so much. I think it's fine too. We can even drop Prayers to do it. Could have spun the SP even. And here we know they have nothing, so I like just going for the Ogdoadic to clear. It's better, healthier Max C. I don't disagree with that. I think it is better than Max C. Max C format was unbearable, and that was back when people were still main decking staple traps. Game's too fast for effects like that. Perillian and Nihilus are decently balanced because they're really watered down. I agree. I think those two are okay. I think Fulos is wild. I'm kind of neutral to them because unlike Max C, they only benefit going second. Yep, that's good too. They're good in side decks. Fulos is annoying. I'm surprised they didn't get rid of this. Here we'll go Entis, Maximus. Remove this. I feel like Oppo is just dead here. And here we can go 1. We don't have to do 2. So, oh, actually, I'm stupid. You can't send 2 of the same thing with Maximus anyway. I just don't like the effect Fulos has. It's the same thing as a Shifter. Shifter is fine until it's against a deck that just dies to Shifter, because then the card is deciding the match instead of your decks. Think about it from that perspective. Combo decks like Sprite Search Maxi is part of their end board. Yeah, that's so nasty. We can also guaranteed negate their final card now. Tribute Summon from hand, and they can't Ash this, even if they wanted to, which I'm sure they do. 1, 2. Ame to the board, and now we have lethal once we get Futsu down. We actually don't even have to wait for it. We could just go Neff. And in fact, we will. I play Sprite Ninja and purposely run no Maxi. The Charmies are a bit more bearable than Shifter because Shifter cannot be ashed. That's a good point too. That's a good point too. I'm not saying they're directly the same, but I think they are similar. We just won through Shifter, by the way. Holy cow. Feels good. Okay, chat. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna use the restroom. And we'll be streaming some more. I'm planning to stream for another hour, so please feel free to hang out. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. We're back. GG's Grim. Shifter should definitely get banned, like Lancia. Yeah, nice game. Sadly, the second game was just meant for blind second Orcus Kestra. I see. Kaijus might as well not have existed against Mitsu. Yeah. You know, I never read Artifact Lancia. Let me read this real quick. It turns off Malice on its own. Get our deck list back up. Oh, let's fit in a Black Mamba, actually. I do think this card should be in here. So, if we want to play it... Do we... I think we could... Oh, I already took out the Lily. That's funny. Oh, is that it? Or is it broken? Turning off a whole deck isn't broken to you? Let's go Mamba. And I honestly don't care if we're over 50. I think 52 is fine. We're still fitting in all the things we want. If anything, we could cut the imperms maybe. Even just a one of for thrust to search would be okay probably. Artifact Lancey is just like Shifter. Yeah, it turns off interactions for the whole turn. Also, 2 new people joined the Discord. Thanks, Sword. And then also Snow the Bro. It's hard to know because people's Discords are different than their YouTube names. I've been 2MD rotted at this point. I play against a card that turns out every deck daily. Yeah. Locks your opponent out of a certain game mechanic. Lancey is just Shifter against banished decks. Right. It's reverse Shifter. Well, that would be me. I know, I recognize that one. What about a small Therion engine? How small? What would we run, multi? I wouldn't be opposed to another thing. Fenrir is actually... Maybe Fenrir should be in here. I see, less annoying, but still kind of annoying. Maybe we should have Fenrir. What's the Therion bridge? Disc Coliseum. How do you search Coliseum? Is it the plant one? Yeah. Send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Reptile Plant and Regulus, one field spell, and the Spring. The Spring and Xyz. No, it just kills some decks the same way Shifter kills Ogdo. So plant one, reptile one, Regulus, field spell. That's 4 cards. It's kind of a lot. Let's do this. Let's go. I'm gonna cut the Bestials for now. I'm gonna put Imperm in the side. I'm gonna go Fenrir in the main. I like this. Because Fenrir is probably pretty good versus Ryziel, although I don't know that. It's so funny how, well, it's something we can mess with, but I don't want it in this build, I don't think. Also, we're definitely working our way back up to 60, aren't we? Speaking of Shifter, Fenrir is good versus cards like that because it gives you a kind of plan B. The more I look back to the deck, the more it just turns into Dragon Soul's list. That's funny. It's happening naturally. I still like the Therians because they also give you rank at access, but I get the argument against them. Yeah, I think that's definitely solid, but this is pretty awkward. Let's go Saji to start. And actually, we can target dodge, so if they go for an Imperm versus this, they don't. Daybreak could have gotten around it, though. We'll just pick up Ritual here, I think. It's laying A against Ryziel. Go for a Servant. Dumping our Garura. I'm always confused with that first part. I love that the Servant gets you so much. We are locked out of the ED, but definitely okay with that for the payoff. Summon out our Maximus, especially with this non-engine we're drawing into. It's just super solid. Okay. We will send this, and the other card doesn't really matter. We'll keep the Entis. I guess the copy. We don't need the second copy. They're on 60 cards. What rank 8s do you play? Got back from locals, managed to brick twice into Ryziel on a billion non-engine, and not my brick, surprisingly. Oh, Archfiends, that's cool. Hey, Dragon. Good to see you. Happy you had fun. I went to locals for the first time in a while last night. Got destroyed. Had a good time. You know how it goes. Let's summon out our Ame. And we'll go, of course, Kusanagi. We could go Knight Sword. It doesn't really convert into anything, though. So I think let's actually go Naya. 38, yeah. No, I know 38. Dragonheart drew all 3 Fenrirs and Asher and Imperm. We'll use Kusanagi, pick up our Ritual spell. We will use our Ritual spell. Summon from our deck. Get out our Futsu, of course. Fancy seeing you here, Dragon. Are you familiar with each other? Here we'll pick up our Purification. We will bring out our Ame, of course. I drew Prost, which only hit prayers. Double Fenrir, double talent, droplet. That's so funny. Did you win? Oh, they just scooped. Also, yes, Sword knows me. You should have referred them sooner. Through Detonator for back row. Also, I've been unironically thinking about running Mirror Mage because of a combo I've been dreaming up. Is it a combo with Sprint? I'm liking this list. Maybe not this exact, I should say, but I like this build. This is fun. Oh, I ordered some cards in post, but the sender didn't quite do enough for postage, so I've got to get that redelivered. USPS/redeliver. Yes, it's with Sprint, but uses Abao for Mitsu access. Sprint line gets you Mitsu access. Why would you do both? Didn't we just talk about this? Can we get a game, please? I cannot verify this order I'm talking about. It just won't accept the tracking number. Oh, also, super chats are available. They are a thing you can do. But obviously no obligation to ever donate. Just a thing that's there if you ever want to. I thought of making Sprint at end of combo so I can send Mirror Mage, grab chains, summon, tribute Sprint, make 3 tokens, go into Adamada's Pit or Risen Dragite. That does sound cool. It does sound sick. Hand is cracked. When you run all gas, you only draw nuts. I think... We don't want to use the Nadir if we can get away with not. We'd much rather use the other starters here. Prayers can dodge targeting. Let's go Rain, dropping Nadir here. Do you even have the space to do that? So we'll go Neff. No, let's go like this. We'll be smart. Zoha, Naya, Curse. We got a Nunu though. So let's go, in that case, Ogdoadic. We'll use our Nunu. This will send our Neff. I'm running 55 cards. It's... Oh, I was gonna say... That's the downside of that versus... Wait. Couldn't you just do that with Plague Spreader too? I guess the upside of Mirror Mage is it doesn't cost a discard, but Lizardos just facilitates that so easily. Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is annoying. I did one play and they scoop. You're just too good. No, he's making Dragite using Mirror Mage's token effect. Oh, I see, I see. Here we'll add our Saji. Summoning it. Abao also requires a discard though. Oh, right, yeah. So it comes out very similar. We'll go, in this case, we want Ritual. We want the Ritual spell more than we want the Daybreak, actually. We're totally fine with them stopping the Naya, because we can just go for Kofi from here. Here we pick up Ritual. Ritual and Prayers look way too similar to me. I have a hard time keeping these cards separate. And I think it's just got to be Kofi. I think if they had an effect negation, we would have seen it by now, but maybe not. Maybe we're about to see the world's most patient Imperm. We are not. That is good news. Pick up Ame. That is true, but you don't need a water to make Dragite. But you do need a water engrave, so... But Lizardos accommodates that. So, here we go. Kusanagi, Night Sword for our Ame. The design on these guys is too clean. Also, we have to see a foil Night Sword at some point, right? Now that it's in a deck that people actually care about. Daybreak is actually pretty good again, now that we've got... Here's my question. Do we use Daybreak on the Futsu, or do we respect the Nib? We'll pick up... We already used everything, so we'll pick up Purification. Bring back our Ame. And we're in a pretty good spot to kind of pop off here, because if we go a Link 2, use Daybreak, make 3 tokens, bring back the Futsu, what does that get us? We just don't need to do it, is the thing, right? It gets us 1 more card from our deck, but otherwise nothing else. Alternatively, we could go Ogdoadic here. Or Ogdoadic... We could use Daybreak to make Ogdoadic. We could go Tribute Night Sword, 2 tokens. I think we just don't need to do that. Let's do this. We'll go Mask. Set Droplet Purification. Honestly, set Daybreak as well, because it can be used just during their turn as an interrupt. And we'll pass on that. Oh, I'm so happy Ritual was the next direction. That's so funny. Okay, I'm not gonna make the same mistake a second time versus this stupid thing. I wonder if it's worthwhile to wait to use Ame until they're out of cards to hit a board effect. I feel like the hand rip has to be worth something. The only problem is getting a level 2 Link 2 to make Sprint. I mean, isn't that what Daybreak is for? Or are you talking about your whole combo? Do I care about the extra deck rip? I don't think so. So let's get ourselves access to an Ogdoadic. I mean, the Dragot line I'm fever dreaming into existence, yeah. You could also just search out a level 4 tuner and probably make it happen a lot easier. Just use Coatl. I realize that's not what you're going for, but it's probably more realistic. We could SP here just to remove the unicorn. That was probably better. Man. Droplet's pretty good versus this thing. We definitely don't want this effect going off, so let's use Droplet. Oh, Fire King? If this card's destroyed, you can spec 1 from your deck and defense. Otherwise, in your hand or face up field, if you do, search. Let's negate that effect. And we'll tribute our... We'll tribute our Futsu to do it. Coatl's got her spot in the Centurion list. Now I make Mirror Mage happen, trust. Okay. I mean, Coatl is already proven. It helps that it's an in-type card. It's a dark reptile. But I see what you're saying. We're seeing a Kirin get chained here. Spec this card. We could go... I'm getting analysis paralysis. I think we can just let this hit the board and then decide what we want to do with it. We could probably... Oh, they're dodging the targeting. Of course. Oh, no, they're not. It doesn't target. What am I talking about? They're going to get their Garunix. We're going to get our Futsu back. And... yeah. Here we'll just search out a ritual. I just need a way to leave a token after Abao line. We will bring back Futsu. There is a Garunix, which will get us a body, so we will once again get our Ogdoadic. And Ogdoadic can deal with... I think what I want to do is... we can protect against the Garunix. I would like the Kirin to be out of circulation at all. So let's make an SP, and we can actually use our Ame to do it, because then we'll just bring it back off the Futsu. And let's get rid of this Kirin, because that's a card I don't feel like dealing with. Or just a way to make 3 bodies reliably after Abao. I don't know, I think this might be maximum greed. Mad. They can't force battle phase the SP, which is nice, thanks to the droplet attack on the unicorn. Hey Zexel, good to see you. We're just playing some Abao, and I'm really liking it. It's pretty cool. You know it's serious when Deha calls me Mad instead of Matt. I kind of just flip between the two. Whenever I glance up at your user, I mostly look at the Uno reverse symbol, and that's how I know who's talking. They scoop. Have you ever tried the Aratama Sakitama engine? No, I haven't. I don't really care a bunch for the... Also, you think I ain't the greatest little hooligan you've ever seen. I'm not huge on just rank 4 style Ogdo, personally. Fenrir seems good into Kashtira to remove their stupid Shangri-La. But actually, Evenly is probably just straight up better. And actually, it might even be worth making some room for Lancia. Or not Lancia. No, this looks good. I don't like Spirit Engine because it's not really an extender. Yeah, it's just a normal summon thing. I think there are better things you could be doing with those slots. Oh, I've tried Aratama Sakitama. Look at the Discord scroll up. Dude, Ogdorugi. That's so gross. Nadir is cool for it, but I don't like how much ED space it uses up. But I won't deny it's pretty good. Yeah, it takes a couple slots, but realistically, it only costs you 3 slots. I actually think the second Herald will come out. I got confused and forgot that you can't use Maximus to send both at once. And if that's the case, you don't need the second. I'm honestly not hurting for ED space right now. I feel pretty good about my extra deck. I almost want a Goddess in here. The on-demand field negate, plus the kind of kaiju removal of it, is very alluring to me. It's also a pseudo tower. What's your preferred build of Ogdoadic right now? That's a good question. I don't... Want to know what I can add in place of a second Herald? My favorite build, I don't know. Add Emancipator Risen Dragite. That is true. You could do that. I think we replace the second Herald with Ferrijit. No, I don't. My point is, I don't think we need more. We already have a draw. We don't need more interactions for Maximus. What we need is our extra deck to do more for us as our extra deck. I think. I like Phoenix actually too, because it gives us yet another attribute for our access, and access is pretty important to the deck in my humble opinion. I really like this card. Ferrijit puts bricks back. Yeah, that's true, but this list is cool in that we don't have garnets that need to stay in the deck anymore. I swear on my crippled Mother Day I'll find a way to make the dragon. If you do, I'll be happy to see it. Consistently. I play Ferrijit as well. I see it. I'm not saying it doesn't make any sense, but I'll have to look first. It's not immediately appealing to me, but I do get it. You need to send 2 off Maximus, and I don't think you want to waste Entis or a random ED card. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. We should, yeah, you're right. We should have a second target. Gura, yeah, no, I agree. You're right. That makes sense. Ferrijit is definitely the play. Okay. We are up against Promethean, Arvada, a revived Masquerena. Man. Fire King is nasty on its own. I was gonna say Snake Eye because I'm so used to seeing this, but it's just Fire King. This is cool. We can't remove the field spell because of the Sanctuary. We'll use the Nunu first. Here we can get, I think Neff makes sense to just get in the graveyard. And okay, let's try it this way. We'll just start playing. I just want to get something from the extra deck into the graveyard. Hey Day Love, is Naya a starter? Still learning the Ogdoadic Evil deck. Yeah, Naya is a starter. It's a 1.5 card starter, meaning you need Naya and any monster you can put on the board. If you want to see how it's used, I actually have a comprehensive guide. It's outdated now, but the lines in it are still good. It just needs more stuff. But you should check that out and give it a watch, because that will explain how you're supposed to use Naya in the Evil line. Because what you do is you go Naya effect, send curse, curse tribute whatever you put on the board, curse bring back Naya, search Daybreak, and then you can play from there. Okay, seeing Valor on King of the Feral is pretty nice because we can just tribute that with prayers and dodge the targeting. And so here we'll add from our deck to our hand our Saji. We will summon it. Naya is a great extender and a starter if you have a tribute. We'll add our Ame. And we'll go for a ritual, and it actually gets to be chain blocked by nothing. If you don't have a tribute, it gets weird though. Yeah. It's definitely worse without a tribute, but that's why it's a 1.5 card, right? Fire King's a lot of fun to play, but I think it's kind of hard to play. I think Fire King seems like a skill testing deck for sure. They're doing pretty well to deal with my cards. They're still holding their negate and their Promethean pop. Okay, here's the negate on the Maximus. Garunix. I actually like the combo off with Naya more than Snake Rain because you never have to deal with direct 2-for-1 trades. Naya plus Saji is like the best hand the deck can produce. Yeah, it's pretty excellent. That's actually a great point because in that case, you can just set the Saji. Like normal Naya for Lily to go for King, but where do you really go from there? Right. They went Kirin. This is pretty rough. We'll let Kirin do its thing before we try and do anything with Neff. Wrong. Best hand the deck produces is triple Fenrir double thrust. Let's go. Yeah, out here being fancy. Oh yes, quite excellent. I don't even remember what I said, but that's very funny. I don't think we... Oh, sorry. Big mouth click on mic there. Would running one Naya still be okay? I absolutely would not. I'm working on making the deck 40 cards, but I want to squeeze in Nemesis Corridor and Plague Spreader. I wouldn't do that. What about maxes the 2 Overlords and 2 of the Rituals? No, you should absolutely be on 3. Yeah, Naya's a 3 of mandatory. If a deck has a card that says search a card, it's going to be a 3 of. They still have 2 interrupts from here. It's so brutal. We have normal summoned too. We'll go Neff here, even though they remove it, just because actually we'll save us some time. I think it's unwinnable from that position, so no point dragging it out. For going first, Barrier doesn't do anything versus them, so let's go. Do I want Droll? They only search a couple times, but I think I want it anyway. Naya's a Foolish Burial and a combo piece, so non-debatable 3 of. This guy very kindly, have you considered running 50 cards? Yeah, I don't think 40 is doable. We can go Prayers and just search. If this gets hit with an Ash, which it is, then this was incorrect. I should have tributed the Ame. I was just being super greedy, to be honest. I do like what the Ritual Mitsurugi monsters are based on. I agree. I love the mythology they chose to go with, though I won't claim to be super well versed in it. I'm just familiar after doing a lot of reading on their names and the etymology, because I love that they got to keep the Japanese style names. I'm in love with that. Fenrir is exactly what I want to see right now. And they can't even hit our set card with the Fenrir. It's still pretty bad because we still have to top deck something, but it's much more manageable than it could possibly be. Then make this a 7. They could just consolidate their board into... This is fine. I don't care if they make 1 monster with 2. I've always been a fan of running 40. I don't disagree with that sentiment, but you've got to think about why you're playing 40 and whether or not it's a good fit for the archetype. And for Ogdoadic, I just don't think it is. Right, exactly what Mad said. Ogdo just has so many bricks. I think 50 and 60 are just better numbers. I play Okami. Fun games, you should try it. Then watched some videos and did some reading. Also running 40 means you draw, yeah, you just draw your bricks, which hurts really badly. Here's the rank, 7. Oh dear. That's probably an imperm. I don't know why we made this, to be honest. Or why we made it in defense mode. But we top decked the perfect card. We get to try our first turn again. This time we will tribute the Ame. Using both effects. So we'll get ourselves a Saji. Running higher card count also lets you play more extenders and non-engine. Yeah, it also makes room for the non-engine as opposed to just running none of it. Now you can run an amount at least. The order on these two doesn't matter hugely. You either sacrifice your non-engine and never draw an Ash Blossom, or you sacrifice your engine, which means you go bye-bye to Ash. Yeah, basically. Does this rank 7 do anything for them? It doesn't matter. It just saved us, actually. We'll pick up Ritual. And this with, we'll pick up Futsu. We'll be careful of that. We'll summon from our hand. Summoning Futsu, using the Night Sword and the Kusanagi. Putting this on the board. Activating our graveyard triggers. Ritual, we will summon from our deck. Tributing our Futsu, putting out the Ame. Raid Rept is a cool deck. Bam, bam. Getting to search. We've already had everything. That's 37 plus 22 is, or plus 2 is 57. I think we just go the trap. Spec Futsu. It's just gotta be damage then. Whack. Surprisingly, I don't break as much as I try to follow the 70-30 rule, somebody told me. I've never heard that. Oh, I have. It's from Pack, isn't it? Board breakers versus hand traps. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Now, here's the question. Duel was really good here, by the way. Do we kind of go greed and go for something like a Lizardos just for more cards? Yeah, I think that's fine, honestly. It just nets us more resources, more to do with our droplet. So we will banish the Saji since we can recover it with Kusanagi. We still have our normal summon. So actually with that, we'll just make an IP. Oh, just kidding. 2 non-link monsters. Right. SP it is. And here we'll just get rid of... I guess we'll just banish the Fenrir, even though I know it doesn't do a whole lot to Kashtira for their stuff to be in the banishment. Oh, I just read your full comment, Mad. You put up 2 towers, and you know what happens? Yubel just attacks and you die. I'm pretty excited. After the stream today, I'm gonna go meet a friend at a card shop. We're gonna play some Pokemon. I'm gonna try some Pokemon events in the coming future. Here we've got the Fenrir. Let's go for the Futsu right off the bat. Targeting the Ame. They're not responding. Oh, they just scoop. Okay. Nice. Good best of 3. How dare you not play another card game and have fun. That's how it felt when I played Gwent. I played Gwent for 2 different streams and I lost subs on the first stream I did it for, which felt really harsh, but I'm playing TCG Live. You already know I made a Cerula GX. I'm going to be playing terrestrialized Charizard. Here till you have fun. Sorry, chat. I'll be 1 sec. I'm going to run to the bathroom again. Then we'll keep streaming. Be right back. Yo, we're back. Sorry about that. Oh, let's add the Ferrogy. I like playing the Ragnarika Link monsters in the extra deck. Or just mean that they meant Link. Chain Coils. Hate phone changing. Yeah, Chain Coils is great. Chain Coils is a card we could definitely consider. Ferrojeet. I think I have one of these too, which is nice. Sorry, my... Oh, I should maybe... I would like a stream deck. I should get one. I also like Chain Coils just for being a big reptile beater, but I agree, it doesn't feel incredibly useful. It can be summoned Promethean. I'm well aware. Maybe Nib would be a good side deck card, actually. Nib might be more impactful than Imperm, to be honest. Let's try that. Yeah, I agree that it's good, but you just don't have the Promethean lines in this. Oh, crap. I hit sort. Oh, well. I liked the wonky sorting I had going, to be honest. Okay. Does anybody want to have a viewer match while we kind of wrap up the stream here? Why would we run Phoenix instead of Snapper? Because I think Celine, Snapper, destroy them. Phoenix has a better attribute. Phoenix activates on summon, which I like more. It can draw you a card. Celine Snapper removes more cards, but I think Phoenix is my preference. Phoenix can be used for Abao. That's true. Phoenix can also bridge into Abao. We could even cut the Unicorn, but I like that the Unicorn makes an easy Snapper is constant backward pressure. Yeah, that's a good point. We already have a water in Lizardos though, and I like being able to rely on a big access turn. I agree, it's a bit awkward for Daybreak. But if you don't need to go for the draw off Lizardos, then it's okay. Yeah, that I know. Dragon. I'm honestly kind of considering cutting the spider. I don't know. Totally not Grim. Okay. Because it works under Neff or Echidna. Yeah. No, I respect the reptile type for sure. I haven't played with the card. Maybe that's all it'll take, is me just getting some practice with it. The Ragnarok links mainly shine in longer games in general. That lock is why I consider Chain Coils on occasion, just for it being a big link 4 beater. Yeah, I run into that more often than I'd like. Fenrir is excellent in this hand, honestly. We'll search. Pick up the Fenrir. The plan is just to get an extra deck an extra deck monster to the graveyard. So we're gonna have to use our normal summon on the Kusanagi. We'll make a link 2, and then we'll just have to make sure it's not a dark link. Or no, actually it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. Not a dark. Let's go Lizardos. And this time we'll just use the Link Spider for our plays. And by that I mean, what am I talking about? Actually, this is pretty rough because now we don't have a reptile in grave, so this was probably a misplay. Yeah, that was actually a mistake. Kagakigo enjoys Rise Up. I mean, there were people talking about in the early days stuff like Advanced Ritual. It just isn't good. We just lose now. Nice Nadir. Yeah, I know. The Lizardos was a misplay, for sure. I should have just made a different thing. I mean, we'll activate this, but it doesn't do anything. That's a cool hand, bro. To be clear, this hand is better than it looks. I'm just bad. Yeah, it's definitely not great, but actually it would have saved me if I weren't a donkey. It honestly would have been good if I had just used my brain instead of... Ferrijit actually helps here if we could send it. Puts back Maximus. So it doesn't help, you're trying to say? How do we send it if we... What are you talking about? The only way we'd send it is by using Maximus, or by searching Maximus with Servant, which we can't do if we already have Maximus. Oh, that's their whole turn. I'm trying to be positive. We'll target this using our effect, target field spell. That's fine. I don't see a point in using that at all. Now we just trade Fenrir's. Or not, whatever. We trade Fenrir effects, that's what I care about. Get Maximus down. Every brick under the sun. I'm doing my best. Second imperm, are you serious? Why card no work? Why game bug? Run second Maximus. Before I run to Maximus, I just play an Ecclesia engine. Would Ecclesia do anything? Oh, I see what you're saying. Just as an alternative target. Funny start at my locals with a friend of mine. He was playing Malice and battling Raizo Mitsurugi. He did the Dogmatica line after playing his Raizo combo, so my friend sent 2 useless cards. True men run 2 Maximus. Cowards run Ecclesia. I'm honestly a little confused on why our Fenrir was outed. Also, Grimm's deck. Nobody tell them. I insert punishment. Yeah, I said it. I get it. I don't know if Grimm's deck is very good, chat. Hey, leave Ecclesia alone. I run it in Shino Bird. True men just brick on 1 Maximus and deal with it. That's right. True men run 1 Maximus, brick on it, and then fail to make use of it. Although, now we know they probably had double Imperm chilling in their hand. Because Fenrir triggers on a new chain, so how come it wasn't resolved like Imperm, Fenrir, and then battle? I don't understand why their Fenrir had time to activate, unless they stopped my attack somehow. I just got an upgrade. They just buffed my field. Later in the duel, he made access code and destroyed his opponents because of the 2 useless links he sent. Oh, I see. Your Fenrir is still activated? No, I know mine activated. I'm saying, why did his get 2? Ecclesia and defense stops Tenpai. It doesn't stop Zelantis, though. That's another win con. Here's a turtle. Good old Gamma Seal. Because you activated a monster. Okay, Dragon. You need to be more helpful than this. I don't need you to read Fenrir to me. I need you to explain the scenario because Fenrir activates on a new chain. There shouldn't have been a new chain because to my understanding, my Fenrir should have just traded with his. Because I had already declared an attack. The battle doesn't immediately go to damage step after the first chain. Okay, right. So attack deck, we resolve. Oh, that's so weird. So there's a window basically on the resolution of the chain where Fenrir got to activate. This is why we have the judge in the chat. Yep. Okay. Oh, it feels good to put Fenrir back in decks. I love this card. There's a world where we don't use the Fenrir effect in fear of Droll. But just don't ever get punished and then it's not a problem. Bring out the curse, bring out the Naya. Damage step doesn't happen until everyone done activating. Right. I don't know if that's the reasoning, but just play Pank specifically for Fenrir, run over Fenrir, and then pop another card. Take out the Fenrirs from my deck because Pank is better into other people's Fenrirs. It's very funny that Pank was limited during the time where Fenrir was just around. So here I think we do want to go for Link Spider. And actually, it's an Earth, so it's pretty good to put into the graveyard, isn't it? Let's buff a token. It's not a good reason, but it's a reason. We'll go up into a unicorn. We won't bot spin our own stuff into an Abao. We drew a card, so we don't need... Oh dear, I did this too early. Aw, dang it. Yo, wait, I already forgot. What does Iados do again? What does Iados do? What? Guardian Iados? I don't know. To be fair, I think going second Pank is better, but going first he is just useless. It's... Yeah, it's rough. Oh boy. This didn't go how I wanted it to. Let's go coat fee. I misplayed, team. That's all that happened. Detach this. Search out Ame. We can make a link to... I guess we'll just make the SP. No. Yeah, SP's fine. Yeah, this is fine. We'll go Nadir here for Farajit. It's actually not what I wanted to do, but it's fine. We won't Ash ourselves. We'll draw a Thrust. We'll put back Thrust, I think. Summon out our Maximus, getting rid of the duplicate Dark. Actually, it was better to do the other there. I agree. Neff into Fenrir feels so good. Ah, chat, see, I was just saving the Garura. It's situational. I think it is technically situational, but I think more often than not, Fenrir is the better card. Pick up the ritual spell. I fumbled this, but we're still recovering all right, which is nice. I think what we'll do is let's use our Daybreak, put this back. I've been scamming people with Sword Soul Tenyi. Sure, it does force him to activate it immediately. Let's get this into the graveyard. We'll go Ritual, summon from our hand. I really wish that option was on top. Summon the Ame, tributing from our deck. Let's go... If we go Kusanagi Saji, I like that. Neither one's been used yet. Liberator Ito. Oh, the board breaker guy? I have no idea. Ito's great. It's not really a reptile card though, is it? You know what I mean? You could play Pank in Ogdo Evolve for the 1 in 100. Been liking it a lot. Not insane, but good enough to help crack boards. Here we'll pick up our prayers, I think. Cast Ritual again, summoning from the deck this time. Tributing Ame, putting down Futsu. Ame will come back, getting us our purification. Summoning itself. And I think we're just gonna set... Good. I think we just set the prayers. I honestly keep forgetting that we have Abao coming back too. If your opponent has a monster on field or graveyard with an effect that activates in hand or monster zone in response to a card's effect, it's free summon. Think about stuff like Ash, SP, Caesar, Detonator. Futsu can bring back our Ogdibus here, which I like. We We have a Fenrir. I think versus a Fenrir, we can afford to just straight negate it like this. We'll go for the negate destroy. And we'll do Futsu. This way it's safe from Ogdoadic. Level 8. Can't be used for extra deck, but that's fine. Tribute it for play. Yeah. What's its attack? I could just look up the card too, so don't worry too much if you don't feel like pulling it up. Rituals don't summon from the extra deck. What are you talking about? Oh, you said it can be. My apologies. My apologies. 4K. That's what I thought. It's huge. Let's hand rip now. Thank you for the responses, Kid, Mad, Dragon. Very helpful. Oh, I just let it get negated. That's fine too. They can use Red Moon on something, but I don't think we care about that. Targeting the Ogdoadic. Let's just use the SP here, and we'll make them dodge. It's huge, Dayhead 2025. Girsu. I mean, yeah, we just hit the foolish. Sorry, Grim. They're going for the token. But we can wipe it, and I think we're gonna. So let's go Prayers, Tribute, Ame. And we'll only do the search. We're not gonna summon something. So here we'll search out Asaji. And we will summon back our Ame, who will get us another draw and wipe their field. So here we'll pick up, I suppose, a Prayer since we already have Ritual. Summon this card. Bam. Wipe the board. Oh, they've got something still. Summon a Mech Knight. Purple Nightfall's the Searcher, right? Yeah. I'm out of stuff, so we'll see if they play through it. But we stopped their starter, we stopped their Fenrir. They'll get their Red Moon back, and we actually don't have room to get our Ogdoadic back as is because of the stupid token. Okay, looks like they're just setting up for next turn, but that shouldn't be an issue. Battle phase, we'll lose our SP. If Grim were a real friend, they would kill the token for me. But they're not. I'll remember this. SP gives them back their monster, but not ours. Oh, it goes to the graveyard. That's really interesting. I did not know that. We don't have enough damage if we just go battle phase. But we could go into a Link 2. Clear their trap. Yeah, we definitely have lethal. We just negate that. Pop it. Get a body down. Doesn't even matter. Take the search because we can. We didn't even prosp, and our extra is just empty. Link 2. And from here, we'll just clear. Fairy Jeet's also in Earth. Also just a good attribute, which is nice. And that's lethal. GG's Grim. Fun matches. Cool deck. Oh, we're not even done with the match. I think I actually have somewhere I gotta be, team. Oh, well, we got shifted anime, so it doesn't really matter. That was the stream. This is the deck list we're ending on just for today. Thank you so much for a fun stream. I appreciate so many people coming out. Leave a like if you haven't. Join the Discord if you're new. We love having new people in there. It's always a blast. We'll be live again soon. New video soon. Yeah, thanks for everything. Good recommendations, everybody.